So anyway, I've been kind of avoiding doing any form of video editing lately. Well, it's mainly because of the hot weather, and I really don't want anything in my room which is pumping out a large amount of heat whilst it's boiling hot outside. And of course my PC does generate an awful lot of heat. But that's really got nothing to do with this game. This of course is for the Sega Mega Drive and Sega Genesis. So anyway, let's get on with it. Flicky is a bird-based platformer that was originally released in the arcades in 1984, with the home console version appearing on the Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're from America, in 1991. It was also released in Japan on a bunch of other formats such as the SG-100 in Japan only, and is now available on a bunch of compilation packs such as the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection on the 360 and PS3. It feels strange that the Sega Master System never got a port. It was between the SG-1000 and the Mega Drive, as to be honest, there's nothing in there that wouldn't run on an 8-bit Sega machine. The object of Flicky is to find and collect all of the small yellow birds called Chirps from around the small looping level and get them to the exit. The faster you do this and the more birds you bring at one time to the exit door, the more points that you gain. To make it a challenge, the level is also roaming with cats and lizards, who will kill you if you so much as touch them. Flicky can only fly a short distance off the ground, but can throw items such as telephones or flower pots against the aggressors in order to slow them down. But to be good at this game, you will need to be fast and very lucky at times, as those felines will respawn quickly. Being a port of a 1984 arcade game, it is noticeable that the visuals are not the best that the Mega Drive can handle. The levels are short and loop over and over and are relatively sparse in detail. Flicky himself is the best animated sprite in the game, but even then he doesn't have a wide range of animation. It's cute and simplistic, and just like the gameplay, is probably what the developer intended. But I would have liked them to do a little bit more for the 16-bit port, as 7 years have passed by this point. The sound is actually a little bit better than the original in my opinion. The game is very easy to pick up and play. Flicky can only fly a short distance vertically, so you need to jump over the cats and lizards that roam the levels. The most important thing about the game is not to worry too much about getting a large chain of birds to the exit, as this will be very difficult to achieve in the later levels. Sometimes it does reward you by just going a little bit slower and just follow the cats around. As long as you don't turn around, then you're generally fine. Despite this being the only game bearing the name Flicky, the character has been used by Sega numerous times, mainly in the Sonic series. The little birds that you rescue are actually called Flickies. In fact, Sonic 3D Blast for the Mega Drive and Sega Saturn would explicitly mention this, and it involves Sonic collecting birds the same way that the Chirps follow Flicky around in this game. Overall, Flicky is surprisingly fun to play and tough to get to that last level, but it is a great arcade port and is well worth playing in small bursts. I wouldn't necessarily call this a classic, but it's still a good game. But nevertheless, I've never completed this game, but I'll try and get as far as I can, and anyway, this is Flicky.